This week is Parashat Zachar. It's a week that we have to remember. What do we need to remember? The story of Amalek. And of course we have to learn practical lessons on every level from the story. Zachar she'asa l'cha Amalek b'derech b'tzeisem b'mitzrayim. Remember what they did for you. What did they do so terrible? Ashekarcha b'derech. They attacked you. You weren't ready for it. They happened upon you while you were going on the derech. V'yizaniv b'cha kol anachas shalom acharecha. And they went ahead and struck you. Where did they go and attack you? They didn't attack the machna. They attacked the people on the outside of the machna, the ones who were not so on the derech. You were faint and exhausted. You were schwach in your Yiddishkeit. And Hashem is very angry at them. You should eradicate this concept of Amalek. I think we can learn a very practical lesson. We also today, we have people who are in the machna, in the middle of the derech, and then we have people who are on the nechashalam acharecha, the shvach. They're schwach in Yiddishkeit, or they're schwach in their learning. They're not appreciating Torah mitzvah so much. Maybe they're off the derech OTD. And we have to understand that a lot of people would say, okay, listen, it serves them right. You don't want to be in yeshiva? No. So you put your life in your hands. We don't care about you. But when Amalek started, like snipers, attacking those people on the outskirts, Hashem said, I do care about you. I care about them as much as I care about anybody. It's disgusting what they did, that they went ahead and they pulled away the shvacha ones. Even though it's their fault, they did not have Yireh Shamayim. If they did, there is no Amalek problem. It comes from their lack of Yireh Shamayim, Enechanami. But Hashem is still angry at Amalek. He's not angry at them. Really, I would have thought the story should not be to remember Amalek. The story should be, remember what happens if you go off the derech. Remember what happens if you're not in the middle of the machna. That's really a great lesson to learn. But the Torah is telling you a different lesson. Torah is telling you, remember what Amalek did, because that is not a Yiddish concept. People who are shvach count. We have to take care of our own. People who are on the outskirts, they're not thriving in our systems. Some people would write them off. Torah says absolutely not. Eradicate this concept of Amalek, that we can pull away the shvach ones and they don't count. Let's eradicate that from our consciousness. In our door, we have so many kids who are hurting. And it's our job to take care of them, to make them feel like they count, to realize for ourselves that they count, and not to write them off. I had a friend of mine that was in a very chashuva place, and he was talking to a very chashuva askin, a very frum person, and they were outside discussing a piece of land, and right outside a couple of kids, OTD, I call them kips, kids in pain, they rollerbladed by, boys and girls, and they weren't wearing yarmulkes, and this very yeshivish guy turns to my friend and he says, we got to get the garbage out of this town. In his mind, nechashalam acharecha, get rid of them. I don't care. Let Amalek take them. Let them go to different organizations. I don't care about them. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. My friend put his arm around him and said, Rabbi Yid, I have 2 such garbages in my house. The guy said, oh, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. He said, let's discuss this. It's our tafkid and our dar to realize this is happening to our generation for a reason. It's not just about them. It's about us. We have to start caring. We have a beautiful derech, we have a beautiful system, and the safest, best place for people is in the system, in the derech, in Klal Yisrael, Avada. But there are people all around, far away and not so far away, shvach, learning disabilities and traumas, and kids who are not thriving in the system. The system is very, very tough. It's much different than it was 40 years ago. We vamped it up with much more Gemara, much more hours, much more learning. It's beautiful for when it works, but there are people who are shvach. Nechashalim, v'lo yarei elikim. I'm not so sure. Our kids, I believe they do have Yireh Shamayim. I believe that they have pain. But let's say, v'lo yarei elikim, they don't have the right level of Yireh Shamayim. So, machoi timcha zecher Amalek. Eradicate this concept that we don't care about the shvacha. Eradicate the concept that the shvacha don't count. We will never give up on any Jewish soul. I had a boy in Home Sweet Home. When he came in, of course, off the derech, and he hated Shiva, I was just a number, and nobody cared about me as an individual, I was just a number. He became frum, he was becoming frummer, he wanted to go back to Yeshiva. He told me, Avi, I can't wait to just be a number. I wish I was just a number. It's a much better, happier, easier life to just be like the family. Nobody wants to be different. If Steinman said it clear, no kid comes to yeshiva to make trouble. Nobody wants to make trouble. Nobody wants to be bad. Everybody wants to feel loved and be a part and be successful. But a lot of kids are not successful on all different levels. 80% successful, 60, 50, 40, 30, and totally not successful, struggling with a lot of challenges. And then Amalek comes, the internet and movies and all kinds of Amalek things that are pulling away the sides. Do you feel like Hashem, that that's wrong? Or do you say, I care about my kids who are steiging, the ones who make me happy, the ones who are from, that's what I should really focus on. That's my nachas. Hashem says, remember how much I care about them. I am so angry at Amalek for picking off the shvacha ones, even though v'lo yarei elikim. I don't take it personally, Hashem says. Even though they were v'lo yarei elikim, and if they had Yerushalayim, Amalek wouldn't be a problem. Yeah, it's very easy to tell the boy, you don't have Yerushalayim. That's why you're busy watching movies. That's why you're busy with this and busy with that. It sounds like a good shmooze. It's not Torah-dik. The Torah says, I care about every Jew. Machoy timcha, as zecher Amalek, from within us, from our consciousness, we must eradicate this concept that we don't care about the nefesh shalom, that we don't care about the shvacha ones. By doing that, we'll have taka, a proper Shabbos Zochar.